Insights with Terri Ep.146, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.146. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, I'm Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep.146. Thank you for joining me for the week of November the 12th through the 19th, 2023. I value your time, so I'll try to make it as short as I can and not ramble on. And thanks for joining me. We are still in that Scorpio energy in the sun sign. Now that's going to change on the 23rd of this month, embracing that Sagittarius energy. The difference is very, very huge when it comes to Scorpio and Sagittarius. So there'll be some real big cosmic, I'm going to say, vibrations as it changes from one to the other. It would be like going from the bottom of the ocean all the way to the moon. It's just one is not better than the other, just in a different type of vibrational energy field. Scorpio wants us to dive deep and understand the depth of a situation, to go down and get all the silt from the bottom of the issue and dig it all up so that we can understand it, learn about it, and do something about it. Sagittarius is, don't worry about it. We'll get to it. It'll all work out. Don't worry. Don't get your knickers in a knot. So that positive energy that's coming, I hope we did our work. I'm hoping that we are moving forward and we know what we needed to attack so that we can use that real optimistic energy of Sagittarius to attack those problems and say, you know what? I'm not going to get my knickers in a knot. And then Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, on the 11th is in Sagittarius. So that moved when we weren't looking, and that went from Scorpio to Sagittarius. So all that energy that I was talking to you about that could be depressed and sad and heavy because we were supposed to go to the bottom and really bring stuff back up and look at it. Now we're at the top of the charts. We're in that spiritual energy field, the one that's so optimistic, it'll all work out. The one that doesn't give up, no matter what, just doesn't give up. And then Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and attraction, is in Libra, fighting for balance. Let's try to stay in the middle of the road. Let's compromise. Let's get through this on a nice, even keel. And Mars, that passion, that what we'd sell our soul for, that's still in Scorpio, but that will change on the 25th, that's next week, to Sagittarius. So we're going to be Sagittarius heavy, moving from that Pluto psychic energy of Scorpio into this almost weightless type of energy. Get ready. Gravity's going to lighten up for us. So it's very optimistic, very positive. Just, if you can, having, I don't know if you've ever scuba dived, any of you, but when you're coming up from 80 feet, you can't just come up. You have to take steps at increments and let your body adjust to the bubbles, or you're going to get the bends, which is an overdose of nitrogen. And I've never had it happen, but it's very, very painful, I understand. Could be fatal. That's why those chambers are there, so that you don't explode. So that's kind of what we're being asked to do, is go from the depths up to the surface and do something with it. So if you feel a lightening in your life, own it, enjoy it. If you feel that you're floating and things are just going to get better because your rose-colored glasses have been found and you're now working with it, enjoy it. This is where we're supposed to be. That ability to see through everything and just go with it. It'll be fine. The number 3 was given to us, and that's an energy that really contributes to us being mentally alert, really working with that creative mind. I would love to have a creative mind. I don't think my mind is that creative, but to be able to listen to people that can see something, really see it and visualize it. I had a fella, I'm grateful, made a couple of really beautiful fences for me for the dogs. So I have partitions. I couldn't picture. He tried to explain it to me. There's no way I could picture it. I just trust him. And he did such a beautiful job. Now that it's done, I can see what he was talking about. So this is a number 3 cosmic energy that's being offered to us. If you know somebody that's creative and maybe you can't see the picture and you trust them, it might be a good idea to follow them if you want to. This energy field also will contribute to a good imagination. So this would be the time if you were interested in looking at your home and doing something maybe different with it, using the imagination, writing a book, painting a picture, just on anything that you need your imagination to help you. I will use my imagination sometimes when I go out to the bush, or before I go to sleep, or when I'm just waking up. And I just let my mind float. Just wherever you want to go, kid, I'll follow. Like a dog that pulls on the leash. And you'd be surprised during this energy what you come up with. You might come up with a solution for the dresser and the handle that wouldn't fit, or the door that's squeaking. Good imaginations are handy to have around. What you're going to hate with number 3 combined with the planets is boredom. Boredom is not an energy field that we'll enjoy. So don't let yourself get bored. Have lots of projects ahead of you. It's optimistic. And with that Libra energy that I said that we have in Venus, which is what we're attracted to, and the number 3, we're going to be looking at a real good time to cooperate with others. That will help with some of the protests, hopefully, that we're having. If they keep an open mind, it can help if we were maybe in unions and trying to come to an agreement because we want to cooperate with others. We want to make it good for all of us. Maybe the Middle East. I am not looking for miracles, but I'm hoping, because with the Sagittarius energy that is very spiritual and very uplifted and very optimistic, and you take that Libra energy, I don't know, hope springs eternal. Maybe some people can see their way clearer. The beginning of the week, watch out, kids. You may have some trouble. If you have trouble with your hips or the pelvic area or your femur, the thigh bones, or your liver, if you have liver problems, this could be a very vulnerable time for you. So if that's the case for you, or maybe if it's not the case, you could walk into it. So just take care of those body parts. They'll be very pressured in the next few days. And, with pressure, what happens. So maybe just take the pressure off these little body parts if you can. Then the middle of the week, we're looking at possible inflammation and soreness in our joints, our backbone, our knees. I am not looking forward to that whatsoever. In fact, I think I'm going to be proactive maybe and get some deep blue or some kind of cream and put it on my knees ahead of time with a nice little heating pad, cover up in a nice little blanket, and read a good book. Just keep every joint warm. Try not to get a little chilly during that time. Not sure what the temperature is going to be, but don't get chilly because it's not going to be fun for your joints. Then the end of the week, we're looking at it moving right down the body to the calf, the ankles, your toes. So this is a time when these planets are changing. We could fall. We could have mishaps. It's a big change in vibration. So if you're trying to keep up to that, if you want to, just be really careful. Hang on to the railings. You don't want to go sliding down because our feet and our hands are not where we think they are. Now, I did a real quick pulling of cards for all of us, and a lot of the energy seems to be pointed this week towards the physical, which is money, security, comforts, health, body. So a lot of the emphasis is going to be in our physical environment. When that occurs, that tells me that the universe wants us to maybe pay attention to things like politics, keeping your house warm, just physical, just maybe getting ready for the winter. I see a lot of the animals doing that. My poor turkey let go of all of her feathers. Her pin feathers are coming in, but boy, she must be chilly. I just want to make a little turkey sweater for her. So the physical pressure is there going to be for us for most of the week. This particular card is saying that many of the people, it's a 5, and 5 in numerology, can be unstable or can warn us of issues that can lend towards instability. This is asking us to be aware of circumstances that are putting pressure on our physical environment. I mean, just look around. Money's tight, food is expensive, everything that you go to buy is, I don't know, they say everything's gone up 2%, but I don't do math well, but I'm telling you, it doesn't look like 2% to me when my training collar for the dog goes up double. I don't know, it doesn't feel like 2%, but like I said, I'm not the best at math, so who am I to know? So it's an energy field that we need to make use of what we have. Try not to get too fearful of what we don't have. Don't focus on that. Be aware of it, but you're not supposed to focus on it because of that amazing energy that we're just moving into and moving out of that allows for things to create, if we think about it, that vision board. So we have all of that energy that is letting us create our own environment, our own reality. And if we are in fear and live in fear and anxiety, that may be what we're creating. So be very, very careful. So they are warning us that there's going to be, for some, most, dwindling resources. There's going to be some financial strains, maybe feeling like we're abandoned by the government or by our city or whatever. So if you're self-employed, it may feel a little risky. We're going to be under some pressure. It's not to ignore it, but to try to focus on what we have and not what we don't have. And that's all they're trying to say to us. It's not Mary Poppins-y. They're not saying, be Mary Poppins and don't look at the truth. That's not a good idea either. The next card is the mind, how we think, how we communicate. What they're saying is that we're in an energy field where there'll be a lot of obstacles in our way, and we're going to feel blocked. We're going to feel like, not that the universe is conspiring against us, but if you go left, there's a roadblock. You go forward, there's a roadblock. I had a day like that last week. I swear, for every step I took forward, I took 10 back. I thought, it actually got laughable. So I had to stop for a minute, take a good breath and say, whoa, this is silly. It's chaos. It feels anxious. I'm feeling like I'm vibrating. So I just stopped. And I just moved to a new location. That's all I did, was kind of just move to a new location. Took a few deep breaths, tried to calm my energy, calm my mind, because this is the swords, which is the mind. And it didn't get better. It got a little better, but I felt better. So the circumstances were still coming at me, but honestly, I did feel like I could handle it a little better. I didn't feel like I was vibrating so badly. And the next one is about work. Many of us are going to have some difficulties at work, possibly in this next week. So if you know ahead of it, how do you plan for it? It's number 3 was given to us in numerology, which I had already talked about. Well, this is a card that's labeled number 3, but it's upside down. And number 3s, when they're right side up, is creation and growth and development, increase. With this being upside down, it's the opposite. So we may feel that we're stagnant. We'll be warring with that number 3 that the cosmos gave to us. Now on the bright side, another number 3 came up. This is the 3 of Hearts. And this is one that allows us to celebrate, to look at our lives and what would you like to celebrate? Is it a birthday? Is it just being alive day? Celebrate maybe like I did, just being with my sister and laughing. So we just went out and had a sandwich, couldn't afford a coffee, but we had the sandwich and we just laughed and had fun. Very simple, very, very simple. That's what this is, the 3 of Hearts. Celebrate what you can. Find what you enjoy and celebrate that. That's what they're asking us to do. So remember, that's creation, that's growth, and that's development. Some of you are going to have a very hard time sleeping this week. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. but there's a lot of pressure going to be put on this area, this arena. So I'm not sure what you do to sleep. Somebody was telling me something about green noise. I've never heard about that. White noise scares the beans out of me. And I've heard of brown noise and blue noise, but now there's green noise. So green noise is supposed to be, I'm going to do some investigating, but it's supposed to be the noise of nature. And so a lot of the cards that came up are green. Pentacles, which is our physical reality, green. And so this is suggesting that maybe we need to do some things to help us sleep so that we can get back into a rhythm. Maybe it's daylight savings that's challenging you. I know it's a real big challenge for me. It's a huge challenge for my animals. They don't believe in all of this stuff. I tell them the clocks change, but they just stand there and argue with me. I want to eat now, not an hour from now, not an hour early. I want to eat when I'm supposed to eat. So I slowly change my kids, my fur kids and my feathered kids, to a time that's a little bit more convenient for me to, in increments, 15 minutes at a time. But it can really throw you off. So just remember, get your immune systems up. That's the last card that I pulled, is focus on your immune system, kids. Actually, one of my dogs started to cough. So I got some oil of oregano out, and I mixed it with some coconut oil, and I just put it on the lymph glands just under the jaw. And within a day or so, he stopped the coughing. I was worried kennel cough was coming back through the kennel. It hit a lot of dogs hard this summer. And upper respiratory are going to hit some people. So they're saying, right now, kids, get your immune system up and rocking. What does that mean to you? Does it mean getting your shots? Does it mean eating right? Does it mean trying to fight this wave of not being able to sleep? What does it mean? So be proactive. If you know you're not going to be able to sleep, maybe if you can, plan for a proactive nap if you can, or lighten the load, whatever you can do to make sure you get the hours that you need. On that note, I want to thank Charlie O'Brien for all the work that he's done putting these podcasts up for us and creating the website, www.terriworld.com. So he's got us on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, SoundCloud. He gives me the link when he can put it up, and I take that and I put that on Facebook. So when he gives me the link, I'll put that on Facebook for you. And if you can, maybe get some sun on your head if there is any out there. Do what you need to do to get that immune system up. And if you need me to help you personally, don't be afraid to text or call 519-726-6699. Or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. And you can visit the website that Charlie O'Brien created for me, and he does a beautiful job on websites. If you need anything like that, get in touch with him. It is www.terriworld.com. That's TERRI world, WORLD.com. I thank you, Charlie, for all the hard work you do. Thank all of you for the attention that you've given me and the time. Have a wonderful week this week. Get uplifted and use that Sagittarius energy for good. And we'll talk next week. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good week. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.